There are so many eagles here. Bald eagles are our national bird, and for most people in the US, they're a rare, magnificent sighting, but for us, it's just part of our daily lives. Everybody in town has an eagle story. I'm Carlin Enlow, born and raised in Unalaska, and I am the Unalaska Visitors Bureau Executive Director. Even though our island is almost 80 miles long, there are nearly 600 birds in just a few square miles, which is crazy. There's an unnatural amount of birds here because we contribute to their food source. These bald eagles are so amazing and we love seeing them, but when they're involved in your daily life, they can make running errands or your work really difficult.
Doing something as simple as mailing a letter can be dangerous. I'm Officer Wood with the Unalaska Department of Public Safety. Our department put up these signs to warn the community about the dangers of the nesting eagles, which are right next to the post office. Eagles have been known to swoop down and attack people. They're very territorial and they're just trying to protect their nest. The eagle's nest is right there, and here is the post office. Some people have been hurt during these incidents, but I've also heard some funny stories.
I'm Pam Oss, and I run bingo here at the Senior Center every other Sunday. I was carrying this box. It had some of my bingo stuff in it. All of a sudden, a wing hit my head, the talons came down, grabbed the box, and flew down the street, and I never saw my bingo box again. But if you want to see a whole lot of eagles, you go to the landfill.
I'm Steve Bastick. I work at the City of Onalaska landfill. One of my favorite places to be, also one of the eagles' favorite places to be. I know that eagles are scavengers and predators, so they like trash too. They'll pick at whatever they think might be food.
My name is Bob Wilson. I've been fishing out of the Bering Sea in Dutch Harbor for 40 years. Dutch Harbor is one of the largest fishing ports in the world. Every time we pull in, we know the eagles are waiting for us so they can steal our fish as we offload it. Do I think they're pests? Oh, absolutely. But they're cool pests, so that's okay. They make a mess of my boat, which is kind of the bad part, but they are a national bird and we love them anyway. How's that?
Okinoshima Island is a short 12-minute ferry ride from Hiroshima region of Japan. While the sandy and palm-lined beaches are perfect for holidaymakers, the island draws crowds for a different reason. Rabbits. Lots of them. And how they got there is a mystery. Between 1929 and 1945, the Japanese army secretly produced over 6,000 tons of poison gas on Okinoshima Island. Some believe the current rabbits are descendants of those brought to the island to test the gas, but the current director of the Poison Gas Museum insists these bunnies have nothing to do with those from the World War II era. So where do they come from?
いろんな、ウサギ、この島のウサギについてはいろんな諸説があるんですけども、
One theory?
ここに最初に連れてこられたのは1971年に、地元で飼っていた、地元の小学校で飼っていたウサギが飼えなくなってこの無人島であった島に蜂は持ってきたというふうに言われています。
So those rabbits were released, and with no real predators, they bred like, well, like rabbits. And yet another theory?
ウサギはあまり大きくないし可愛いしということで観光地になった時にウサギを飼い始めた。それが今大久野島でたくさん増えてですね、で観光客を喜ばしてます。そういう状況がありますね。
Either way, this new generation of feral rabbits has the run of the land, and they're creating a new story separate from the sordid past of Okinoshima Island. An island once known for death is now known for possibly the cutest thing ever: bunnies.
Chimp Haven is a retirement facility. This is their forever home. This is where they come to explore and live like chimpanzees. In June 2013, the director of the National Institutes of Health made an announcement that virtually all of the chimpanzees would be retired from research. We have close to 200 chimpanzees here now. Around half of our colony are veterans of research that was focused on a cure for HIV/AIDS as well as hepatitis C. And so as a result of that, those chimpanzees had to be infected with those viruses.
Good morning, Gina. Genetically, I'd say we're about 98% identical to a chimpanzee. And then as you can imagine, that's why they were ideal subjects in test studies, because they want to learn more about how they can benefit humans. So I would definitely say that the human to chimp relationship is one that is ever evolving. Give me that hand, give me your hand. Good girl. They're a lot like us in our family dynamics. You see siblings, they're interacting, they're playing with one another. Every relationship is different. It's just like us with humans. Certain individuals you'll have really close, intimate relationships with, some not so much.
We also have seen some behavioral changes where a chimpanzee might appear to be overly timid and, see a change in that over time. We might see that a chimpanzee is a lot more interested in exploring the 5.5 acre habitat. And this might have been the first opportunity that they had to do that.
I think it's such a great benefit to know that this is where they'll live out the rest of their lives. And to know that despite whatever their past may be, we are at least giving them the opportunity to live out a time of retirement where they're with other chimps, where they're able to exhibit these species typical behaviors, and they're just able to be chimps and know that, you know what, life is good.
So here at the sanctuary we have our own motto that we believe in, and it's saving one animal may not change the world, but surely for that one animal the world will change forever. And we fully believe that because we see it every day. My name is Pat Craig. I'm the executive director and founder of the Wild Animal Sanctuary. We're located in Keenesburg, Colorado. The sanctuary was started 36 years ago. I visited a zoo one time and I was really surprised to see all these lions and tigers in the back kept in tiny little cages, and I found out they were surplus and that they actually euthanized those animals. So I opened the first sanctuary in the country for large carnivores. Oh, come on! Come here, Bob! So in the beginning, I started on the family farm right outside of Boulder, Colorado. At the time, I dropped out of school and started working full-time to support the animals and build more space and go get more animals. We started to get phone calls from law enforcement agencies who were finding them in apartments and basements. About 85% of all the animals here were legal confiscations from people who either abused them or had them illegally, and the rest either come from zoos, circuses, or other places like that that didn't have them. We have over 420 rescued carnivores living here, and everything from wolves, tigers, bears, lions, leopards, mountain lions, you name it. I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed. We feed over 38,000 pounds of food a week. These animals are absolutely like my kids just because this is my life. Turned into a 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year job that I've been doing for 36 years. And, there is no time to go anywhere for vacations or anything else. It's all for the animals. It wasn't something I expected to do, and it had no idea how monumental it was going to get, but it's been worth it every bit of the time, so I wouldn't have changed it at all.
One core trait in every dog is its ever-forgiving nature. That's probably the most valuable thing in a dog, and it's also its biggest pitfall. Because we have dogs here who've been horribly hurt by human beings, and yet all they want to do is find somebody else to love.
Around the world, strays, mutts, and street dogs are victims of stigma. In Costa Rica, Leah Battle is trying to change that story. She runs the Territorio de Zaguates. It's a lush haven for stray dogs to either be adopted or to live out the rest of their days.
Territorio de Zaguates stands for Land of the Mutts. My name's Leah Battle, better known as Crazy Dog Lady, I guess. I started Territorio de Zaguates partly because I've always loved animals, all animals. But it wasn't in my plans. It wasn't like I set out to do this. The need for this, I think all over the world, is because there's a huge stigma around a dog that doesn't have a breed. They'll let mutts wander on the streets, or they'll actually toss them on the streets because they're not breed dogs. The solution isn't euthanizing a dog. The solution is make sure it's not born in the first place. Once it's here, do something good for it. Find a home, or if not, at least offer him a place where he can be in peace and happy.
Keeping Territorio up and running is no easy feat. They eat $500 a day in food alone. Leah has to work a full-time job to keep all the dogs fed and healthy.
Territorio stays about partly through miracles, I think. Keeping this afloat is a huge task. It's a labor of love. You can't pay someone to care for an animal truly, to remember their names, to be gentle to them.
While this place is a dog heaven, nothing beats getting adopted by a loving family.
I'd say it's like kids at kindergarten. They love their friends at school, but oh, they all want to go home to mom and dad.